assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the complaint, Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye, which, according to the lawsuit, prompted Ventura to try and leave the hotel room. The surveillance video obtained by CNN begins as she enters the hallway. The complaint says as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. The complaint goes on to say he grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. In the surveillance video, Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground. As Ventura lies on the ground, Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. Ventura is seen picking up a hotel phone. Combs seems to walk back to the hotel room, then returns and appears to shove her in a corner. Moments later, he can be seen throwing an object in her direction. According to Ventura's now settled lawsuit, the pair began dating several years after they met in 2000.
It was at this moment that he knew.
So basically, all I can sit here and say is for people, if it took you a time to kind of, when you seen the footage and you didn't kind of know how to feel about it. One thing I can say for me, it wasn't one of those moments where I felt like, excuse me, let me go run to a green screen. Let me sit here and give my opinion, or let me give my takes on it. I just didn't feel like it deserved it at the moment, because I know so many women who actually in real life have dealt with this whole domestic violence situation. So when I'm watching the video, I'm kind of replaying in my head stories that women I personally know have told me, things that they've been through, because 9 times out of 10, most of the time when you hear these things, you kind of realistically, you just like, if you hear people talk about it casually, it's hard for you to visualize, especially as a man, if you never have put your hands on a woman, or you never seen it, just by like, if you didn't grow up in a household where this type of stuff happened. So when you watching this video, I'm literally in my mind thinking about multiple different women that I've had conversations with. They kind of be like, oh, well, whatever the case may be. And then I see a lot of women off the rip, they'll just be like, oh, well, why did she stay? Why she didn't leave, this and the third. But I can just honestly say, yeah, she didn't. A lot of them didn't leave because the way the dudes will line it up and set it up for them, it'll be like, oh, you don't have to work no more. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna take care of you. So you kind of already stuck in a situation where your whole livelihood is placed upon this person. And let's be clear, when most time when you see these videos or you hear these stories, and that's the first thing you see, so many women in the comment section like, why they didn't leave? Because realistically, the same way, if you got fired right now from your job, if you don't have a bunch of bread already saved up, what are you going to do? So, and that's for most women who are in that situation. You have allowed yourself so many times where it's like, let's say we've been together for 3-4 years and this person never even raised their voice at me. So you're not even thinking of that at all. So now it's kind of like you stuck in a hard place, to be honest, where it's kind of like, all right, the first time they might put your hands on you don't have, especially let's say if you don't have a bunch of family to lean on. And a lot of times that's how it be. Most of these women, if you really understand or know women who have dealt with this stuff, most of them 9 times out of 10 come from a family where they really don't comfortable to go back running to their family. So this dude kind of got her literally by the balls, where it's like, I have no way out. What else can I realistically do besides kind of like put up for it? And then sometimes in the back of their mind, they'll probably say it's not that bad. And I've literally heard women, I'm talking about when they give you so detailed to these stories, it'll make you sad as a man, especially like, let's say, and y'all know me, I'm somebody on the internet, I be flirting with women from all over the country. So it's hard, like as a man, you almost defensive because she's telling you about a story that may have happened 3 years ago and she lived in Texas and I live in DC. It's like, what can I realistically do besides try to just listen to her story and try to figure out where you can plug and play in on the conversation to give her some, but she 9 times out of 10, when she's going into the details and telling the story, she's 9 times out of 10 just crying, and she really kind of just, you kind of want people to know what you've been through. And that's the sad thing, because most women don't be having a safe place to actually be able to explain these stories. And there'd be so many women who have got pregnant by someone, and thank God for Cassie, she didn't have a kid with Diddy. Because there's so many women who realistically have been in domestic violence relationships, and then they gotta sit here and they end up having a kid with this dude. So now you gotta look, and this kid look just like him. So every time you look at your kid face, sometimes you gotta kind of be like, you love your kid, but you still feel so defeated when you look at this little kid, especially if it's a little boy and he grow up and looking just like his dad. That sometimes where the women have those moments where it be so dark. And that's the sad thing when you see a lot of women be in the comment section. And that's why I don't even like the 50-50 conversation. I do want to sit and say off the rip. A lot of this stuff where even when we sit here talking about how this behavior becomes okay, them 50-50 conversations. Y'all champion Carisha with the Diddy stuff. I've been told all y'all was corny for that. But all of that is a trickle down, because when you had those conversations and women are looking for a provider, then you land in. We talk about this all the time. We talk about football players. And a lot of football players get to kind of move under the radar because they're not as popular as Diddy. And you see, even I feel so sorry for so many of the women who have to deal with that with athletes, where it's like, he ain't Patrick Mahomes, he's not LeBron, or he's not one of these highlight athletes. So you kind of dealing with this with the dude in the middle of the roster. He got a couple dollars and he could put you up in a home, but then he started sitting here because one day he just have a bad workout, or he about to get cut, or whatever case may be, and he come home and beat on his woman. This story is so it's so common and it's so redundant, and that's the sad thing. And when you see women in the comment section, that's why I don't like I said, I get so tired of the relationship conversations, because I know most of the women haven't even been through none of the stuff that you praising.
And that's my thing. Even with you, I was like, even on the last part, it was just like, I'm not trying to sit here and give you the kick. I mean, I'm giving you the kickback, but it's also, we not there. Nobody has a perfect life. There's no perfect situation. You can look at it, whatever everybody put on the front screen or whatever we see, it might be perfect, but deep down, behind closed doors, we don't know what's going on.
No, I'm cool. I mean, I think, and I guess even just, I mean, I just do want to stay on this topic, and I guess we can bounce around later when we talk about Shaq. But even it does sometimes, and that's why I sit here and say, I remember we talked about this maybe a couple months ago when we were sitting here saying, what do you define by discipline? And you kind of try to give people the lean way out and just be like, oh, if people just go to work and pay their bills, that's some form of discipline. And that's why I say no, because we got to find a way to kind of take money out of the category when we're talking about having some form of discipline. Because a lot of people could just have money. You can just go to work and pay bills and feel like you're an adult. But when you sit here, when I talk about discipline, the first two things, the easiest things to me where you kind of can really challenge somebody on their discipline is working out, or even just your prayer life. I ain't sitting here telling you to go pick up which religion. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you how to work out or whatever the case may be. But things that may not have, to me, those two things have no guarantee to them. You can work out and probably never lose weight if you can't get a hold of your diet. You can pray every day and your prayers may go unheard. But those things show discipline, because realistically, you don't know that what's going to be the outcome for none of them. You just kind of, it's almost literally a hope and a prayer. I'm going to sit here and get on my knees and pray however many times a day, whatever your religion may be. I'm going to sit here and work out this many hours, and you don't know. That is a line of discipline. And that's why when we skip it and we just throw money, you know what's so crazy? And I almost like, and it's not even been on some troll stuff. It's me literally just remembering how many people ran and you was just Young Miami and Diddy. Oh, this is relationship goals. Why? Because you put money over everything. And I'm gonna tie that into the Caitlin Clark situation in a little bit. When they say they should have made easier schedules. Hold on real quick. When people sit here, everybody is such money. Everything got to do with money. You're willing to sit here and do. I've literally heard grown men sit here and say this girl should have had an easier schedule. It's only 12 teams. How many teams you want when you want to avoid? But that's again when we talk about money. When we talking about the money, the root of money is all the problems. When everybody gassed Diddy up, when y'all was sitting here talking about this album, guess what? All of these things, I never came on here, never talked about that Diddy album. I told y'all when y'all was acting bad, y'all was corny. You should have just put it on the floor and left it like it is. Y'all was trying to. That's what I'm telling you. Even when I was listening to Charlamagne today, and I was just like, dog, I love Charlamagne, and I'm glad DJ Envy was on it. Bro, he from New York. He was like, dog, Diddy was never my hero. When was that? Because somebody make good music, he shouldn't be put on some pedestal where he's somebody's hero, dog. He ain't my hero. I never was looking for him to become a hero, but there's so many people who live on that, just like, oh, because they do this, that, and the third. Like, bro, that's what it is. Most people, even when I'm talking about those women who have those horror stories, it's because you put money above everything else. It was you. This man probably didn't check off 90% of the other boxes that you really actually needed them to check off, but because they could provide it, you ain't got to work. You ain't got to work all them crazy hours no more. It just sounds like the fantastic life. So then you you drop your wall, you put your vulnerability down, and you allow this man to control your life.
I think the main question is, do money trump everything?
From 90% of the people in the world, yes. Because most people not okay with being broke. Especially in this day and age on social media. Most dogs, think about it's the easy way for us to laugh and joke about how many people go on vacations and never post who they on vacation with. It's easy to make that a joke, but dog, that's a problem too. You sitting here you're going on vacation with somebody you're not even willing to show the world to, bro. That's a part of the problem. And we make all of this stuff seem like it's supposed to be normal. It's not. So then when you literally watching this man, literally, dog, and I can't even call him a man, dog. Anybody around him, all of them Meek Mills and all that, don't go quiet now, dog. You should have never sit here. And again, when I talked about that with Meek, I don't know if I think I may have just made a video, so I didn't even talk about it on the podcast. But though, even with Meek, with the bunny hop and stuff, like, bro, sometimes when is enough money enough for you? Your goal now, when Meek Mills was Meek Mill with the braids and the cornrows, dog, I'm sure whatever your original deal, that's all you dreamed of and that's all you wish for. But then he was like, you had to, like, you literally watching Meek do the bunny hop thing is literally the same thing as me watching Cassie get kicked. It's like, dog, when do you sit here and say, I don't need all of this? Life is more than just I can live this fancy, luxurious life. I want to be able to rub elbows with the billionaires. Shout outs to Cassie and that. I appreciate that young man so much when he sit here and told Aiden Ross on his live stream, bro, I'm not going to no Michael Rubin party for you. No, I'm not. Why would I go there? I'm not going there for what? What was the reason? I got invited last year and I didn't go. And that's what I'm talking about, when principles and morals, and when you lack, so many people lack principles and morals, bro. It was so many people who sit here and champion Cassie and, I mean, not Cassie and Diddy, but Diddy and Young Miami. Though you champion that behavior. Because you're championing a woman, she don't got to work and she just getting spoiled, she getting these cars and she getting all this. Now you see what you get behind. And that's why Young Miami can't even get on the social media page. She ain't been on it in the last 3 days. Like, why not? Because you, again, when we talked about it last week, you have put so much of your career on what you got, what you don't have, what other people don't got, what they do have. Like, bro, that's weak. I don't care. It's no other way you can tell me that's some of the weakest stuff you possibly can do as a human being, dog. You have to be, everybody who ever hear my voice, I don't care how many years later you see this video, bro, it's okay not to have it. And everybody live and die on trying to have it. You're willing to put up with anything to get it. And that's not even me talking about Cassie. I'm talking to the people who sit here and champion that stuff. And then for all the women who literally be in the comment section talking about, oh, why did you stay? Dog, you just never had nobody sit here and say, hey, matter of fact, perfect example, why did you stay in your parents' house for so many years when you were sitting here, you tired of them telling you, oh, go wash your clothes and this, do, and that, third, get out, you got to cut this down, cut this down. You stayed for years because you had nowhere else to go. You had nothing else to do. Especially for most women, I'm sure y'all done had that, y'all bump heads with y'all mother way earlier than dudes do. So that same reason why you stayed in there, or you didn't just rush to go leave, dog, because it takes time, because it's catching you off guard. So you got to sit here and be like, you're just in a vulnerable situation, and somebody mentally and physically are abusing you. And there's some women out here who may never literally have had a man put hands on them, but mentally has abused them just as bad. And you trying to figure out, dog, I'm so sick and tired of this thing. I'm sure when I was listening to the Breakfast Club and they was reading off the numbers and the stats on how many people go through domestic violence every day was insane how high that was. And I'm talking about, I've literally just via social media, probably in the last year, have at least met 5 or 6 different women who got similar stories, if they not almost damn near verbatim the same exact story. And sometimes it'd be literally after you didn't got pregnant, or sometimes it'd be in a car. It'd be so many different scenarios, bro. It is sad. And that's why I can't believe how many women that I seen in the comment section kind of still just trying to be like, come up with just different way. Like, why you wait so long? Like, bro, you are.
No, and I feel like even and we even spoke on this, and I told you before, even when it first came out, I said, he is fine until we see evidence. And now that we see evidence, this is like, nobody can vouch for it. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Everybody, a lot of people has been through this, and even a lot worse than this. But because somebody with that type of money and power, where money can, you know what I'm saying? And even with the whole hotel situation, he said he paid $50,000 for that video to not even be even in existence. So I feel like a lot of people go beyond just to try to clean up and put that perfect image out there. And like I said, the thing about it is it's tasteless. And even for Diddy, it's just like, if you knew what you did, why even put it out there like, oh, I'm innocent? And I feel like that's the slap in the face. Just like, if you have this whole audience saying, well, I didn't do, you did it. And there's evidence out there that you did do it. Why even speak? If you did it, just say, all right, it is what it is. I got caught. That's who I went through a dark path, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't think that's realistically nobody want to hear the dark path. Because
nobody, and you're absolutely right about it. But then you shouldn't even, when the first whole thing came out and the whole settlement came out, and you was like, oh, well, Diddy's innocent, blah, blah, blah. Your lawyer spoke all that. But now that we even see the hard evidence, we didn't even see evidence of what Chris Brown did, Chris Brown situation, where we just saw the picture of Rihanna and we all reacted on it. We didn't know what transpired. And even Rihanna even came out and said, yeah, I might have triggered or whatever the case may be. But we still keep beating Chris Brown. We keep talking about, well, Chris Brown this, Chris Brown that. We saw that video. That video of P. Diddy was worse than anything you can ever see.
But you know, the crazy thing is, even just for like, I heard a clip where Joe Budden was like coming up with excuses why they took, because I didn't even know he took it out of John. I thought maybe the video came out too late. They already recorded. So of course, people on social media, and that's one of the scary things. Again, when I talk about when you pray for certain things, you got to make sure that you're really ready for that. Because I didn't necessarily know that Joe. I didn't even know Joe even recorded, but he took, like, in the description, people read it and seen it, and he took it out. But my whole thing for him is, as a man, and this is sometimes where like, and the only reason why I give him slight of a pass, because all he got is his mother. But if you got a niece, a daughter, any or cousins in that age group where you cannot guarantee that this will never happen to them, because if you got an older mother and they or older parents and they're closer on the other side of life, you kind of like, all right, this never gonna happen to my mother. That's the only woman in my life, so that's all I got to worry about.
But you can't say that, because it can happen to anybody. It can happen, and no, and just like even you saying you having an older mother, that's fine. If your mother was in a home and even or just getting taken care of. That's no. But this is what I'm saying. But I can understand, because his excuse was he felt like they just talked about the conversation and just went. Oh, but no, this is what I'm saying. If you, after you watch that video, if you are a man with any women outside of older women, if you got any women from the ages of 2 years old to 35 or even 40 or even 50, because women in their 50s, if they single, they can still date. So from the age of 2 to 50, and they are able to, from 2 years old to 50, dog, you should have had some compassion as a man to be like, dog, I have to say something. And you should, dog, I'm telling you, and I was just thinking, like, I swear to God, I wanted to do a green screen, but I thought, P1, if you did any type of green screen or you reposted that video for clicks and views just to be like, oh, that's corny to me, dog. I don't respect nobody who re-uploaded that video outside of CNN and of course, like the Shade Room and stuff, and that's cool because that's what they do. So they are realistically a news app. They are a news app. I'm talking about people who was trying to make Desi Banks, you corny. I swear to God, I hope somebody punch you, smack in your mouth. What's the little dude from here? Goofies, you corny. Any of y'all who redid this video or had anything to do with it, you're corny. Bro, that's corny, dog. Ain't nothing funny about that. You can't make no joke. You can't redo it. Whatever the little dude who popular on TikTok for doing the little Uzi thing, anybody who try to make a joke and dog, I cannot respect nobody for doing it. I don't even respect people for who, if you just a regular person on Instagram and you or Twitter or whatever, and you reposted that video, bro, you're trifling just as well, because you don't know how. And again, that's for, like I said, for a man, how triggering it is to other women. And that's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, dog, I know too many women who personally engage on my page on a daily basis who this affect. I got to be careful on even how I want to speak on this, because I know women who have dealt with it. Dog, I got a niece, I got cousins. I don't necessarily know what I would do if one of them called me and said something like that happened to them, dog. No, and that's why.
And the only thing I'm gonna think about is going to jail.
You're absolutely right about it.
And so as a man, for Joe and them, I can't, you should have just blacked out. Whatever when you first see that video and if I was literally in front of this mic and we record, you should have just, whatever your feelings was, let it go raw, dog. You cannot come up with no excuse on why you just didn't let your raw emotions go. Because I've been holding this in for days. Like, this was burning a hole in my soul, dog.
And I feel like even in this society, how we are now, what we click on, what we view, and me personally, I feel like even that whole video, CNN put it out, and it's just like, damn, well, everybody keep reposting it. I'm just like, well, damn, y'all didn't even have the video, but you repost. I'm like, you don't know how it make other people feel, or
but you can. No, I'm not mad at CNN. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at big. If your outlet is a news outlet like CNN, the Shade Room, because realistically, most people wouldn't have seen it. If it was just on CNN, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would have never seen it. I'm not talking about the Shade. This is the one time I'll shoot the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, and all them some bail, because those, to me, they are outlets. It don't matter how you take the news. Realistically, they give you the news. Especially for most people, if you on your phone all day and you not following. See, even realistically, CNN got a horrible social media page unless you follow them like on Twitter. But no, I mean, well, it's a watermark. It's on the watermark on the video. It's like they put it like a CNN. Damn, they made it seem like it was a CNN exclusive. But that's what I'm saying. So when you see those things, it was just like, bro, as just a man who I literally only had one argument with a woman. One argument. So, dog, you can't. It's like, nah, dog, it's insane. I can't respect nobody. His son, I swear to God, and this is my thing. If
we had this conversation last week,
that's a dub for him. But we had it about 4 weeks before that. But when they raided the house and you asked me, do he still got a career? Ain't no career for them. It's over for all of them.
And that's my only thing. Is just like, you don't even know what's going on or whatever even get put out there for you to even speak on about that. Though I don't even want to hear that. No, nothing. I don't want to hear it, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. And a lot of people who live on that hill, R. Kelly this, R. Kelly. We didn't even see no video of R. Kelly.
Yeah, no,
we didn't even see that. But that's my thing. We saw this video of what Diddy did, and I feel like at the end of the day, you can't justify it. It is what it is. You can't justify it. And like I said, even with me, yes, I like to hear the music, and all, but you cannot.
Listen to what I'm telling you. That music ain't that deep, bro. That music, y'all nigga,
it's not that deep. But my thing is just looking. I'm just like, okay, you pay for that one incident. How many other incidents that you paid and took care of and cleaning?
But listen to what I'm saying. But Marcus, listen to my thing is that shouldn't have you shouldn't have to watch that video for your brain to register like that. Everybody brain should have registered. As soon as that man paid like that, you should have known that he was guilty for whatever they accused him of. Because if he wasn't, he would have sit here and fought. He would have taken the trial.
Yeah.
For him to sit here, literally, it wasn't even maybe a whole 12 hours, and he sit here and tapped out.
Even when we first spoke about it, that's my whole thing. Is like we knew Cassie was with you all the time. She was with you for a long relationship. We know you with Cassidy. So for her to speak up on it and even expose that, we don't even know those little relationships that you in there, whatever you did with Carisha, whatever you did with J-Lo, and even J-Lo and them with that whole situation with Shine, how she even spoke about it. She didn't feel, comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. And that's my thing. I just feel like because you have that money and power, you can try to manipulate or even change things. And it's just like now everything is coming to light. And I feel like why even apologize or even why we speak on it? You knew you was wrong from the jump. You speaking on it 10 years later, 6 years later, 4, like you speaking on it, and a lot of people are going through it with situations where they might have been judged, and it's like you knew you did what you did. And if even more videos come out, because I seen another video where she was hiding under the covers, and I'm like, dog.
I think that video been out for a second, and people probably really didn't know didn't know how to pay it no mind. But my thing is, even just like I said, with the Meeks, the Stevie J's, anybody, listen to what I'm saying. Even just for people
out there
you for what? Not even. I'm not gonna sit here and say they knew. They might have didn't see. Maybe they have. They wasn't there. But listen to what I'm saying. But the people who did know, like that security guard who coming out now saying something, bro, you're corny. You should guess what you listen to what I'm saying. And that's when I'm talking about money. Oh, people put money over everything because guess what? You were cool with what Diddy was doing and still doing security with him because he paid him. Diddy should not have no security right now. Any security guard to still work with him, even if I'm his mother, if I'm the security guard, mother or father or brother or cousin, bro, why you still work for this man? Allow people to sit here and be able to put hands on him how he feel. His kids shouldn't have no security. Diddy shouldn't have no security. Nobody should be around him. Him and his family, if you feel that tough and you feel like your money is invincible, then stand on, come outside and you sit here and ride how you want. And let me see if your hands really work. You and all your sons. You don't need to. There's not enough money in the world that you could pay me to want to do security for him, dog.
So that's my question. Do money speak more power than respect?
Yes, obviously, people still do security for him. He still got security guards right now. King Los is right there. I swear to God, dog, this man, if me and this man baby mother wasn't real life friends, bro, this nigga's trifling. And I'm not even gonna lie. Almost when I could stop myself from DMing her, like, bro, this is who you had a kid with. This nigga's a cornball. But guess what? I understand. That's why you were a ghostwriter. You never had a real career. Because anybody literally who is still with Diddy after that video was out, bro, you're corny, dog. It's no way to explain it besides you would do anything for money. And if you're around somebody like that and you've seen that video and you still okay with taking money or getting money with this person, that means you basically you'll take pipe. And I ain't even gotta say no Diddy for that because I feel like you really gay. It's nothing else. You will literally do anything. If you are literally still around a man who with that video sit here and went viral and you okay with that, dog, you will literally do anything. And that's just I can't. There's no other explaining that. His sons, none of them should have no type of security. There's no way in hell you could tell. It's not. He don't pay. It's not enough money he could pay me to still want to do security. Dog. It's endless celebrities every day who need security. Go find another job, dog.
I send my prayers. I send my prayers to anybody who is going through that or even dealing with these situations. I wish you can find freedom. I wish you can find freedom. And like I said, we not in that situation. We don't know how it is. We don't know how it feels. I'm just me personally. I just pray that you can set yourself free or even feel like you free to be, what I'm saying, to be yourself.
But sometimes it's not about money. Like you got regular people that deal with this on a regular basis
who don't have no money.
They don't have no money.
Mm-hmm.
It's that it may be the person distanced them from their family, so they can't really go back to their family.
Right.
So then it's more so they could be afraid.
And that's my thing. And that's my thing. I feel like once you in that situation, you have the money and you have that power because I've made you cut everybody off.
But no, like she said, it don't necessarily have to be money. It could be somebody. You can downsize it and smaller. Let's take away the money. You could just be providing somebody somewhere to live, bills free. And that's how realistically most time to get it. It's not, we ain't gotta make it like you gotta be a super multi-millionaire like Diddy. It could be a dude with a couple $100,000 and just introduce a woman to a lifestyle where she don't gotta work no more.
But just even introducing that side to that lifestyle was just like, maybe I cut myself. Oh, I can tell you, oh, your no, they don't fuck with you like that. They don't want to sit here. You gotta go to, I gotta work. You doing whatever you're doing. Just give them to the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the power I have over you. I'm cutting you off of your family who told you shouldn't even deal with me from the beginning. I'm cutting that off, so I do have the upper hand of it.
Right, that's what we're saying. You ain't repeat what we said.
But from, but even the money, taking the money out, it's just me manipulating you, or even putting that in your head is like, I'm gonna take your family out because I can do more for you than what your family doing for you.
No, I mean, I hear that part, and it's cool. But again, that all goes to the beginning conversation. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to, as adults, you got to kind of ask yourself what's more important. Sometimes I think people put money too much important, because if you're talking about principles and morals, if your family don't like somebody, dog, that should be a red flag to you. But when you sit here and you're glazing over the money situation, if this person is leading me by money, because if your older family members or men or women in your family are telling you, oh, this person that's no good for you, and you still kind of blindsided because you're so infatuated with like gifts, and because 9 times out of 10, it's not just somebody can't just talk you like this. They're gonna have to do something a little bit to lure you in, and 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with money. So you're allowing this person to lure you away from your family when they sitting here telling you, nah, this person not no good for you. I can see them, or when y'all having different little debates, whatever. Again, that's what I'm saying. You have to start judging people beyond what they can do. And that's why I said, again, to me, one of the worst conversations be those 50-50 conversations, all these relationship conversations, especially when it's tied down to money. It don't have nothing to do with, oh, this person is an amazing person. This person sit here and go to church every day. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you can run and hide behind the church, because that TD Jakes, like, bro, you got to take a little bit of the blame for that, because you was bumping elbows with Diddy too. For what reason? Like, bro, you're TD Jakes. What did you never in your life should have been nowhere near Diddy? I don't care if he was trying to get his life right with Christ. Before you get to me, show me your local pastor that you was already bumping elbows with. Because guess what TD Jakes won't do? You won't never pass that microphone and let some random brand new preacher get on stage with you. He got to earn his stripes. He got to show some credibility. He got to earn himself a fan base. So for TD Jakes, there's no way in the world you should have even allowed Diddy in your space like that. So now you kind of look crazy. Like, I never want to have to hear TD Jakes have to defend, not like even bring this up to the pulpit, dog. Like, that to me was crazy. Like, it's just certain, like, come on, dog.
So do you stop? Do you even?
But listen to I'm not
because you're a TD Jakes fan. So
but I'm not a TD Jakes. I'm not a TD Jakes. Is not. I'm a more Sarah Jakes than I am TD Jakes. So it's not. It's never been I'm a super running gun for TD Jakes. Nah, that ain't never been my body anyway. Like, I could argue with anybody that I like Sarah over TD Jakes anyway. But like I said, a lot of those things, it just go for people where it's just like, it's new for you. And like, even for Slim Thug, like, how you dog, nobody. But again,
bring your ass to the front line, because you was down on it heavy.
But that's my point, because he's corny, dog. He's corny, and that's my point. Sometimes, again, I can't even just make it is a black thing, but this is just a world thing, though. We prioritize money and fame so much. Even in, like I said, you could tie it into sports. Like, at one point in time, like, I'm sure if you watch enough sports now, you should know for a fact, you don't have to play a sport to give me good takes. Because I can tell you, realistically, we talking about horrible sports takes, 90% of them come from the players who actually play the sport. And you allow it to rock because he played the sport, so you think he know more than you. Dog, he got to watch the game just like you got to. What are we talking about? So that's just like for Slim Thug, bro. I never, dog, you got like 2 songs that people actually care about. I don't care about your opinion on dating, and that's my thing sometimes where it's so corny, where people be so like, you didn't have to run to defend him the first time. Guess what? You didn't never have to backtrack. None of these people would have had to backtrack, recant their statements if you didn't jump out the window for him in the first place. You had no reason to.
Did Stevie J say something?
Who? You said Stevie J? Hell no. He can't. How can he say something?
No, I don't want to say it right now. You
over social media that I happened just to see as I was coming to church, and the woman said to me, "Would you please pray for women who are living in danger in their own house?" And there was something about the way she said it, and I know she's watching right now. There was something about the way she said it. It was a cry for help. And I realized something when I read what she said. As a father and as a husband and as a son and a mama's boy at that, when I saw the images that have been floating all over the news all week, it became difficult to watch. The atrocious, degrading, demeaning, debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters. As a man, I saw my daughters, and it made me angry. It made me angry. And I thought, if it affects.
And like I said, his what he said on that stage was perfect. But my thing of it is, it would have never even had to come to your pulpit. Yeah, that was his most recent. That was from this Sunday. It would have never even came to your pulpit if you didn't you allowed this man in your circle or attached him to him without him having to do the work. No, most preachers, I'm gonna have to sit here and come to church every Sunday before I have a relationship with you. You allow him, again, when we talk about people putting money above everything, you allow him to skip the line because he's Diddy. He got money, boom, 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 blah. He should have never done. You are TD Jakes. You are in 9 times out of 10. If we talking about pastors of all time, you are in the Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame. I don't care about what your beliefs is or what you think about this man, though. That's who he's supposed to be. And you should have never put your guard down to allow this man to get that close to you. I watched Russell Westbrook, though, with him and his relationship with John Gray. I watched sermons of Russell Westbrook. Watched John Gray and Russell Westbrook and his wife. It was right there in the front row of the congregation. That's the difference. Ain't no skipping no line, dog, to get to no pastor because you got money. You got to earn your stripe, and you got to be able to earn that pastor's beliefs. And I'm disappointed in TD Jakes for even dropping his God for Diddy. That's corny to me.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, you up on the you watched the side since it started back up.
You said the shy?
Yeah. So is that the same situation as with his father and whatchamacallit, Duda?
Who father?
The big boy, his father, the pastor. Is that the same kind of situation where it's just like, what Duda is doing and how he's tearing down the community, but you still accept this money? And it's
I'm gonna be honest. I don't necessarily know. I'm not gonna sit here and put it like TD Jakes knew like he seen that video and he knew that was what Diddy had going on. Because let's be clear, like I told you, he didn't. I mean, TD Jakes. This is the first time I've heard TD. We just talked about it a couple weeks ago when I said I haven't seen TD Jakes preach in a minute after the lawsuit came out. But what I'm sitting here saying is, even just especially for so many people like Revolt, I seen them put out a statement, bro. Y'all need to just change the name because that shit is that is a dub. It's no good with that name because he didn't work so hard to brand it. And let's be clear, that's one thing you can't take from him. I don't drink, period. So none of that liquor stuff got nothing to do with me. But every time I see somebody with a Revolt logo on their videos now, I'm still gonna think of Diddy. Like, change the name. It's cool. You can keep the YouTube channel. You can keep it whatever it is. Change the name, dog. Sorry, you got to come up with a new name. Him selling the company, cool. Y'all better figure out a new name. You can't keep it that name. You can change it. All you got to do is go on your YouTube channel and change the name. Figure out a new logo, change the name until the meantime, and then y'all can re-promote it or rebrand it. But right now, it's a dub. That network is trash. Everybody on there is taking money from that. Bro, y'all got to stop running for a bag. Everything lined back to what would you do for some bread? Because everybody who's complacent and working in these companies or working around him, who was yes men around him, it was for money. Right. You don't want to work for your money. Meek Mills, whoever, the long list of people who've been sucking him off and didn't want to take no stands. No, work for your money or do your hands work. You a grown man. Let's even go back to Joe, his original comment. Say, like, I think even last week when he was saying, I don't want to go too crazy on the sun because I still be seeing. So your hands don't work. You're a grown man. You are an adult. If you can't defend what you got or your opinion that you have, bro, you might as well zip it up then, dog. Unplug these mics. If your hand don't work, it's no good for you. I ain't trying to hit nothing you gotta say, dog. Like, I lose respect for men who can't sit here, dog. You can it shouldn't, to me, it should have never took that long. I'm glad that I've been on this stance when everybody was, oh, you heard this new Diddy album? Nah, dog. What are y'all talking about?
Archer podcast.
Well, some of them may have never spoke out because they might be doing the same thing.
Oh no, for sure. Of course, you're absolutely right. But that's again, so that to me, if I'm a woman, I gotta pay attention to that. If as a woman, you should pay attention to the men that's too quiet, because I totally agree with what you're saying. The men who aren't willing to just run to go speak up, 9 times out of 10, because you're absolutely right. They done probably done something on their own. Because I even seen Safari said something, and then Erica Mena was kind of like wrote, like lingering to it, like, yeah, never mind, I'm gonna let you live. So you're absolutely right. You can absolutely be right. The men who are too quiet, but my thing of it is, if that's what you got in your skeletons in your closet, I can't respect you neither. Because that's my whole thing. I think we talked about this. I'm probably almost like a year ago now. When I talk about when people brag about having their jerseys hung up in a roster because they just slept with so many women. If you really felt like you got it like that, you should never be in no predicament where you got to put your hands on a woman. If you really feel like you got your way with women and I can have any woman in the world, then okay, if she about to leave, let her roll then, dog. What are we talking about? What's the point? What are you realistically getting so upset for? Why are you sitting here trying to sit here and feel like I got to argue with this woman or put my hands on her to keep her to stay? And if you really feel like you him, you can't. There's no way in the world you can feel like you him if you sit here and feel like you got to sit here and man, that's weak.
Just controlling. That's 100% controlling because you want to control your narrative. You want to control everything around you just to feel like you are the man.
Yeah, and shout out to Peloton. For Peloton, you said Peloton is taking a stance on deleting all Diddy. I respect that, dog. It's a rap. Like, pack them up. I don't know what y'all holding on to. Like I said, I grew up on No Limit and Snoop Dogg, so I'm cool on whatever bad boy music y'all don't want to delete. I don't care. You won't never hear me. I can go the rest of my life and not hear all about the Benjamins. Like, that's probably literally to me the only Diddy song that y'all can argue about. Everything else it's a rap, dog. I don't care. Like, what do you like? I get it. I couldn't believe. Like, shout out to DJ Envy, dog. He always find a way.
What did he say?
It was just because him and Charlamagne was having a conversation about because Charlamagne kept using the word hero. He was like, man, it's crushing me because I feel like I'm grieving. We lost a hero. Yeah, and he not saying he was. Yeah, he basically said Diddy was a hero. He said he was a black hero. Mm-hmm. And Envy was smoking. He was like, dog, I had a father in my house, and my dad, was my hero. Looking up to celebrities because they make good music or they know how to promote a clothing brand. Like, bro, that's it. What we talking about? That's all he did, and that's what made him a hero to you. And he was just like, nah, well, you know the definition of hero, you kind of make it something out of nothing. Like, I guess, dog. I guess, like that. Just to me, I don't like. You can't. Yeah, that's weak. I ain't gonna hold you.
And nobody's perfect, and I feel like I said at the end of the day, a lot of people speak.
But listen to what I'm saying. Screw that not everybody's perfect. The same thing I always tell you, though. We live in a day and age where you can show, though, you're gonna have to, how you show up on social media, people going to judge you off of that, and people will stop giving you the benefit of the doubt on a lot of things. And you want to show up for people and show people that you are somebody different. No, you ain't got to even that apology post. Like, nigga, this happened in 2016. So you just felt sorry today?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that.
And that's even just when we go later on when we talk.
And I think that might be the main thing. And that's why I even told you before, it's just like the whole lawyer, when the whole settlement came out, we read all them pages. A lot of people broke down them pages. If then you didn't even apologize then, and you came out, your lawyer made a statement for you. It was like, oh, this is not true. Don't believe the shit. You knew they was true. Then you should have took the initiative and say, I was going through some things at that time, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you probably wouldn't even be catching half of this shit that you catching now. And if you would have owned it,
that video come out, though, you catching that same
I'm saying, but the video probably when it came out, if he would have owned it, when the whole settlement and everything came out, if he would have owned up to it and say, yeah, I was in my darkest of whatever the times, and I'm blah, blah, blah. This is what it is, blah, blah, blah. It probably would have lessened the blow if we didn't see the video. Because we saw the video.
But he paid them for a reason. So he figured it was done with. So why admit to something if I got rid of it?
But that's what I'm saying. So if you admitted then, but when that whole
but yeah, you're not listening to what she's saying. If he paid to get rid of the video, in his mind, he probably thought the video was gone.
Yeah, he can get away with it.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But if you knew you was what I'm saying, if you knew you was wrong and what you're apologizing now for, if you knew you was wrong, whatever the place you was going through, or whatever, for you apologizing now, you knew this video was even available. And now you just panic because even after the raid, we always wondered what was the raid about to get those type of videos or whatever you had in there. So my thing is, you knew you had those videos or you knew whatever you had in your house and you didn't get it taken care of. And now all of a sudden, now we see it. Because who's to say it's not even more videos of you, whatever you did? How you explain that? You can't keep apologizing for those videos.
Yeah, but again, that's why I said like I said, when we talking about, I just want to bring this in as a topic, and we can bring it back later. But even just when I'm saying how you present yourself on social media, like with Future and Russell Wilson, bro, people going every time this come up, they're going to pile on Future and judge him. Because it can't keep just saying, I'm a dad and I really don't post on social media. No, if you post anything on social media and you keep skipping your kids, bro, it's going to be eventually, we're going to have a conversation. And that's what I'm saying. That's all if people got to judge you off of is your social media. No, you got to present yourself a certain way. People going to be able to judge your character. If you're a podcaster, every time you get on this mic, people going to judge you off of the way you are, what you passionate about, the topics that you skip. People pay attention to those things. So, in the way you sit here and show up on social media, you can't sit here and be like, I'm gonna show up for the good times, or I can show up with every girlfriend I have, but I don't never come up here and show up here for my kids. Like, you know how crazy Future look right now, realistically, and the reason why I'm tired of him because I feel like those two things kind of go hand in hand right now. There's no way that you can sit here, you getting off a tweet, and for your son's birthday, him and Sierra and Russell Wilson was at the on court side with your kid, bro, and for a NBA playoff finals game, like a closeout game at the Celtics. Like, what are we talking about, dog? And they don't live in Boston. He played for the Steelers. Like, what are we talking? Like, stop, dog. And you know why they did it? And people was in the crazy thing, like when you read the comments and see people doing the math for you, and they was like, oh yeah, Russell, baby Future is Jason Tatum is his favorite player. And I'm like, oh my God, dog. How, like, as a dad, you can't, guess what you can't do? You can't say, hey, I don't post on social media your way through this one. Your son's stepfather took him to go see his favorite player in a closeout game, dog. It's a wrap for you. Your music is cute, but you as a man, it's a dub, dog. You're going to have to figure it out. And that's my point. We cannot keep allowing these people to give them a pass on because how they don't. Everybody else on social media got to show their whole life. Bro, that little suit. And if you ain't Beyonce and Jay-Z at this point, all that trying to hide your celebrity, nah, dog, it's a wrap for that one. It ain't going to work for me. Sorry. Because everybody could keep this secret life. When you keep trying to hide, then yeah, when it's time for the city and pull them curtains back, you look nasty. A lot of them look nasty. So I don't, like I said, we ain't got to keep beating the dead horse on that conversation. But yeah, for everybody who was picking a side and was trying to ride for Diddy, you look nuts right now. Like you look extremely nuts. I
know you do.
And for all the people who was crying about Gucci Mane with the no Diddy, listen to what I'm saying. And I meant to even start this off with it. I'm glad before we get out of here, dog. That the way y'all supported Kendrick Lamar hating on Drake, dog. That no Diddy song by Gucci Mane should be the biggest song all summer long. If you really want to show the same way y'all wanted to show Drake how tired y'all was of him, if you really got real morals and principles, dog, every day you should stream that no Diddy song.
But hold up, even the no, and that's why I said. I don't even want to hear that phrase.
Why not?
No. Because we tied it to. We tied it to some to homo, no homo, no homosexual. We tied it to the whole gay allegations that he had. We didn't even tie it to him putting his hands on women. That's why I'm saying I don't even want to hear it because go back to no homo. I don't want to hear the no Diddy because like I said, we didn't see no video of him doing the gay shit.
I mean, it don't matter. I don't care.
We shouldn't even mention it. We shouldn't even mention it at
all. I want his name to mean nothing, but like a joke now. He is a joke. I don't know. No Diddy. Keep using no Diddy. No Diddy should be the biggest slang. Like, dog, it's a dub for you. The same way people could do the BBL Drizzy and keep joking on Drake. Nah, it's time to pause on the Drake jokes and let's lean double hard on this Diddy situation. Nah, dog, it's cool. Like, his name should not mean absolutely nothing but a joke and disgust at this point. So use him just like we use no pause or whatever the case may be. No Diddy should be the biggest word this summer. Every time, every club, every DJ. Though if I'm a DJ and I'm in the club and you sit here, ladies, you sick and tired of dealing with men who sit here, boom, I would just drop that no Diddy. And everybody should just be rapping that word for word because though he's a disgusting human being and we have to, that song should be the goddamn biggest song of the summer. If y'all really feel that way about Diddy and you really tired of domestic violence and you tired of people being that trifling and that nasty, bro, that's to me, that Gucci Mane No Diddy song should be absolutely the biggest song this summer. But like I said, we can move on. The crazy thing is, I guess we can move on to real quick because we don't got to stay on this too long. But for the teacher who I think he got fired, I believe at this point, he kept finding every video and every excuse for why he shouldn't have got fired because you see other teachers doing other things. So he found some white teacher with a bald head who was getting his head paused, bedazzled by his students. And he was like, so what's the difference between this and what I was doing? Let me give you a word of advice. Bro, that was gay. That white man allowing his students to bedazzle his bald head, guess what? Ain't nothing sexual about that. That was gay, dog. I'm not about to let nobody bedazzle my head. That's the difference. I didn't see this and be like, oh, this is sexual. This is something intimate. No, nigga, I looked at this white man like, oh, you're different. You're weird for allowing people to bedazzle your whole head. Nothing about that video looked like, oh, this was like, nah, dog. That's the difference. And you were weird. And you really made me feel like you was on something other, you freaky blue boy, whatever. Like, nah, dog. Sorry. He
On that
literally,
video, it was just girls bedazzling his hair. It was the boys too.
it was just girls.
Oh.
But nigga, what little boy gonna get up and bedazzle another man?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you said it was gay, I'm just thinking.
Even
like,
if it's a bunch of girls, nigga, you look fruity, allowing people to bedazzle your head.
That's what I'm saying. But when he kind of compared, that's what I'm saying. When you comparing it to somebody else, is it you had boys there, and it's like, all right, it look kind of questionable.
Yeah, it just looked wild. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but that one was a dub, dog. Let's get to your man real quick. I do want to get to your man, Shaq, because you try to shoot him bail, and I told you, bro, he's just weak and he's a freaky little man.
Just a man with money.
A baby mama before.
Did he?
A baby mama showed me the message, and he was flirting. He was like trying to get at her. I say, yo, hey, man, that's the mother of my kids, man. That's their mom. I say, big bro, I respect you and you my dog, but I'm gonna need you to ease up off this, big fella. You know, I don't want no issues. You big as shit. He was like, oh shit, damn, that's your girl? Oh, my bad, little bro. I ain't know.
I respect that.
I'm like, all right, bro. It's
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
peace, cool. Don't let it happen again.
If I'm a sniper, right? Snipers respect snipers. If that's your woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you love her and all that,
Mm-hmm.
then show her that. Then show the world that. Why you
So
hiding it?
I gotta know.
No, but so hold on. So I'm saying is, if that's your woman, y'all all together and all the happy family, like you telling Shaq,
Facts.
why you not on her page? Why you holding the kids?
the
Why you
end-
not kissing on the page?
Listen,
How would I know?
this is my advice for snipers, because I once was a sniper. You know, I'm a good guy now. You know, and I live righteously. Shoot your shot. I ain't mad at you shooting your shot, but just be cautious, man, because you don't know who you really shooting your shot at. And one of these little Instagram models are cute little tenderonis, whatever you want to call them. They might be taken by somebody.
So again, like I told you last week, Shaq is just a horny man, dog.
But that be even that example you pay you what you just sit here and played. He can't be mad at it if he not even claiming.
No.
No.
No, listen, one whole time. We can get to that part. I played it for you because I told you Shaq ain't him. You thought Shaq, because I don't necessarily. Diddy for you. Your infatuation with Shaq.
No,
you was trying to make it seem like he's Shaq. And this, and
I didn't say it was Shaq. I just said because he has money. He don't want to talk to nobody. He don't want to do. That's most of y'all niggas who has money that don't want to talk to nobody. You're going to sit here and lead with money, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm told you Shaq ain't him, and and that's why he in people DM. If he was him, he wouldn't have to be the thirsty old man in somebody DM all the time. I told you that last week, and this was the perfect. It was just like, dog, look at God. Boom, here we go. Here go another example. And then I screenshotted you a young lady who sent, dog, she was just like, she watched the clip and was like, oh yeah, Shaq really is that horny. He tried to offer me 2 bands. I sent you the screenshot, exactly what she said verbatim. We was at dinner and somebody who we had a mutual friend, he tried to set up the play. He offered me 2 racks, but he was so corny and he was so aggressive with the bread. No, she did. Yes, of course. She was going to take the bread if he wasn't a cornball.
But my thing is, that's what I'm just saying. How many of them out here who just lead with their money? They're going to do whatever they got to do behind their social media platforms to, all right, I'm not going to holler at you. Nigga, how many times? I live off of social media. That's how I met 90% of the women off of social media. I don't have the game to sit here and talk to somebody in front face to face. But my thing, that's why I'm just trying to see you sitting there saying, oh, you this and that. How many niggas are in people DMs who don't belong in the DMs?
Guess
that's
what?
my only
so,
thing. Like
Marcus,
I said,
so you're proving my point. He ain't him. That's all I was telling you.
Okay.
That don't. I didn't
you
say
use
this.
social media. You not him.
No, you're missing the point. You're absolutely. That's one thing I have learned about men, because I had to even check a few dudes in my comment section. No, dudes, I've listened. I agree with women. Dudes don't listen to listen. Like you hear what I'm saying, but you're not listening to what I'm telling you. It's not a problem about being in somebody's DM, but when you have to be the aggressor in the DM, that's the problem, because you're not him. If you got to leave,
yeah.
No, you're missing the point. If I had to shoot the original shot where it's the point where somebody going to show a screenshot, it's a difference between if you lead me into your DM, like if you throw me the alley-oop to meet you in the DM, you're not going to screenshot and be like, hey, look who in my DM. So when it comes to that, guess what he do? Okay, I'm on Instagram. Boom, I see this girl. She look good. Boom, boom, boom. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna smack her DM. She didn't throw you the alley-oop to come in the DM. You came thirsty in the DM. That's what I'm talking about when I said didn't say he's not him. It's not about you sitting here, everybody being people DM. Yeah, I don't go nowhere. I talk to women on social media, but guess what I'm not doing? I'm not trying to come to a club I'm not invited to, dog. If you ain't get the flyer to come to this club, bro, don't come. That's what I'm telling you. That's the difference between being him and you just being a thirsty, old, horny man on social media. Yeah, I'm always in somebody's DM, so I'm super thirsty. Duh. That's the difference. Don't know what to tell you, dog. That's just what happened. Hate to tell you that. Sorry, your favorite basketball player is a thirsty, horny old man. Dog, I don't know what to tell you. It ain't even about the money thing. It's just about, dog, he ain't him. And most women who got dudes with their own bread, they not gonna find him attractive. And they gonna always put him on blast. And that's what happened again. Shout outs to Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, can you play the Marshawn? I mean, the clip I sent you with Shady about the Matumbo?
Where you send that at? When? You just sent it?
Yeah, I think I sent it today. When he was saying that was the first time tricking.
No, you ain't send it to me.
I'll send it. I'm gonna send it in the group.
But anyway, I mean, why you looking forward? Shout outs to Bel Air. Bel Air is coming back for season 3, and the season premiere will be August 15th. I'm definitely looking forward to that one because that's definitely how I got hip to Coco Jones. So I'm sure that sometimes you got to learn how to use your platforms, and I think that's sometimes where I like that she don't allow her ego because she didn't have super success. You talking about Grammy nominated? I think she even might have won a Grammy. Yeah, so just for her to still go back on Bel Air, like yeah, she literally now she kind of really going to be the draw. I feel like that show kind of at that time when they first was season 1, it was a perfect marriage for her. But for her to still sit here and just still come and do that show, that to me was like just a smart move, and I'm glad she didn't allow herself to get too big headed to the point where she didn't want to do the show no more. So I do shout outs to them for coming back for that season. I do. What was it, John? Did you send? Oh, I can bring that in a little bit later. Oh, matter of fact, because we did talk about a teacher, it was another teacher from the area, and she sit here and posted a picture. Basically, it was like on Twitter. It was like being thirsty where sit here and go wrong. So she posted a picture where she was, I guess she's a 10th grade teacher, and she posted a picture of basically just of her. It was like her waist down. It was like she was in some leggings, and she basically posted a side view of her butt, and she was like, "Dad, y'all think 10th graders be getting horny when I be in class teaching?" And so, and let's be clear, of course, most women was dragging it. And I think, and this is sometimes, of course, I don't know the age this woman was because she hurried up and deleted it like super fast. So you can't even really find her platform. You could just see other pages that picked it up. And matter of fact, that teacher dude brought it back to people's attention. Like, well, she still got a job and she's sitting here being thirsty. But that was just somebody just being stupid because she didn't do it in class. She took the picture like it was in her bathroom or something, but she just letting people know, hey, I'm a teacher. Do y'all think that my students be like on some pervert stuff? But don't get twisted. Some people I think DMV Hoods and News try to put her on blast, and like they put out the number that you can call the school board and sit here. Like I was like, that was maybe dragging it a little bit. I just think she was just dumb. I don't know how old she is. She may be like in her 20s and just, I don't know how she thought that was going to work. To be honest, I don't know what response she was looking for from social media, and that response just didn't play out in her favor. But that jump was like kind of like extremely stupid. I was just like, all right, bro, I guess if that's the hill you want to die on, knock yourself out. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot to sit here. Eric Adams, because we did talk when we was talking about the Diddy thing. I forgot. Oh yeah, take the key away. I'm gonna play it.
Spoken about breaking the cycle of domestic violence in New York City, and given everything that's developed over the weekend with P. Diddy, what are you thinking about possibly rescinding the honor that you gave him last year when you presented him with the key to the city?
I think all of us were deeply disturbed by watching that chilling video of the young lady being assaulted by him and the committee and the team. We've never rescinded a key before, but we are now sitting down to see what the next steps forward are going to be.
So you are considering it?
We are taking everything under analysis, and the team will come back with me with a final determination.
All right. Very outspoken about.
That's
revolt.
Yeah, take it back. I ain't mad at it if they do take it back. Take it back.
But what is really the keys to the city?
I mean, I don't know. I ain't never had one. I don't necessarily don't know what it is.
And even when I seen it, I'm just like, why you even consider it? If you saw what you saw, revolt. Why even?
But I guess you probably realistically it's probably a board in the committee, whoever even nominates you for. So I mean, I guess to take it away, you still got to do the proper channels to be able to even take it away. I'm
but
sure
you're gonna catch more even backlash because you saying, "Oh, all right, we about to review through." You should.
No, I think anybody. No, I mean, yeah, I get what I hear what you're saying, but I think anybody who's ever been probably on a board of or any type of committee, it's still proper channels you got to go through to sit here and be able to take something away. Like you can't just randomly like, hey, I'm gonna be this one person and I'm gonna sit here and I'm just gonna take it away. I'm sure if he could, he would. Because trust me, believe me, Eric Adams, because I listen to enough New York podcasts and stuff, and people talk. I'm sure he know they don't like him. Like New York people can't wait to sit here until they can vote again and vote him out of there. So I'm sure if he want any type of favor and grace with the people of New York City, I'm sure that he know realistically, hey, this would give me some brownie points. I'm sure he would do it if he knew better. But in other news, one thing, shout out to Target, and one thing I guess I can say about people, shout out to people for finally